country. One of my interests in the world is America in the world. I believe America is a fascist country. I feel that America is a fascist country. I think it believes in fascism. I think it conducts fascism. I think it's kind of orientated towards fascism. I think it could be something to do with Mussolini of Italy. I think that's why America could be fascist. It could also be Hitler's Germany. That's why America could be fascist now. I think that it keeps on rolling out. America keeps on rolling out with fascism. That's what it does. It rolls out with fascism all the time. I think America is the biggest fascism in world history, and because it's an American world, we could live in a fascist world. So I think that America has played quite a pivotal and strong point in world history by being a fascist dominant power in the world and creating a fascist world today. So I think we do live in a fascist world. I think it looks something like Coca-Cola. That's what the world looks like. That's what a fascism world looks like. Coca-Cola, fizzy Coca-Cola. Fizziness is some kind of cabaret. And I think that goes with fascism, but I think that it's something to do with Coca-Cola. I think that's why Americans do Coca-Cola, because we kind of live in a Coca-Cola world. That's what fascism feels like. That's what a dominant American world feels like. It feels like Coca-Cola all the time. It's very dark. It's how it is. It's kind of caramelized cocoa beans. That's what its fascism is like. And I think that it kind of does a lot of cartoons and colouring books and things. So I think that America is kind of rolling out fascism all of the time around the world. I think it could be something to do with its history of black slavery. I think that's why America is kind of interested in fascism. It could be something to do with its history of black slavery. I think they could feel betrayed by black slavery. They kind of sent ships to Africa, North Africa, and kind of kidnapped black people against their beliefs and wishes. They kind of handcuffed them or tied their hands together and their feet together, and I don't think they offered them much. I think they just tied their hands together and their feet together, and they brought them back to America. They sent them back. They sent them to America, and then they sent them to all of the agricultural fields, the cotton fields, and all of the other fields, and the sugar plantations, and the cotton, and particularly the tobacco fields, the tobacco leaf fields, the tobacco agriculture leaf fields. I think most of them went to those things, but most of them went to the cotton fields as well. So I think it's primarily those two things, cotton and tobacco. I think that's why America kidnapped those black people from Africa and sent them to America to kind of cultivate cotton and tobacco. I think that's why America does black slavery for cotton and tobacco. I don't know why they like cotton and tobacco, but America seems to establish itself, its development of its country. I think that's what America does. It develops its country with cotton and tobacco. So I think that's why we have a a black slavery problem, including to the modern times, to the modern times. So I think that this has created some kind of psychological dispensation, or some kind of a thought towards fascism with black slavery. I think that's where American fascism comes from, black slavery. So I think that is very important in the world, because America is obviously very powerful in the world. It dominates the world. We live in an American world because it kind of won the Second World War and defeated Hitler. So we do live in an American world, and because of black slavery, it could be a fascist world. So I think that's a little bit disappointing. But I do think that America is ruling out fascism all the time. I think it could do with some kind of total government, elections and public elections. They seem to be very popular, more popular than other governments in the world. So that's why I think they do total government, because they're very popular with elections, and they kind of do public elections. And so I think that America is quite action orientated and and geared like fascism. I think that it kind of does a lot of war in the world, like fascism does. It has the characteristics of fascism, and this can be looked at and scrutinised. I think there's public information available about this. It does a lot of colonialism. It's kind of preoccupied with colonialism, even with space travel and Mars, the planet Mars. So I think that America is kind of does have characteristics of fascism. Lots of conflict, lots of war, lots of aggression, lots of black clothing, Coca-Cola, chocolate bars, coca beans, colonialism. It's very money oriented. I don't think we need to be money oriented like that. I think fascism is very money oriented, and that's kind of why it collapses economies, because it's very money oriented. I think it should be natural, full and organic economies. So I think that that's something interesting about American fascism. Thank you very much. Thank you.